Hey everybody, I had a gentleman ask me a question off of one of my previous videos of cutting a 6x6 at a 45-degree angle if he only had a 7 1/4 circular saw. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Coming up, how to do that. We have a 6x6 here, and the gentleman asked if it was a 45-degree angle. It was how to build a garage pergola, and I'll actually put a link here if you want to watch it. Maybe you want to add some curb appeal to your house. Anyways, what it was he asked about cutting this if he didn't have a bigger saw, like a 10-inch chop saw or something, or miter saw. So I said, well, I could show him. Anyways, what you're going to want to do is, let's say we need to cut a 45 at 10 inches or whatever it needs to be. First thing you're going to do is mark one side at a 45. And you're going to take your speed square and do a right angle directly across, right where it meets the corner of where this 45 hit. You're going to take him there, draw you one, and then we're going to take from where that meets this corner, draw. Oh, see that? We better not use that one. But we put where it meets this corner, we draw our 45. And then lastly, what you can do is put your mark up top on this one, and put your mark up top on this one. And when you put your square on there, they should meet up. And you draw a line. So what we end up with is a 45, and then it'll come straight across the next one, which should meet a 45, and straight across to the next one. Next, all you're going to do is cut your two 45 angles. And actually, while we're on the subject, if you don't know how to cut it square, let's say same thing with square, this one's pretty simple. All you do is draw you a line, square all the way around it, like so, on all four sides, and then you cut all four sides. But now on a 45, unless you want to set your saw to a 45-degree bevel, this is the way you're going to do it. There's actually kind of two ways, but this is one of them. So we're going to cut our 45 on both sides. I'm going to do that real quick. All right, once you get your two 45s cut, it'll be left, you'll have about a ½ inch, according to what size you're using, maybe a shade bigger, according to how deep your saw cuts, but around that. Then what you want to do is either A, take a sawzall and go through, or B, you can take a jigsaw. I'm going to use a jigsaw today, but the biggest thing is if you use a jigsaw, make sure it's long enough to get down to the middle of your, the space that is still left from your two circular saw cuts. So, all you want to do is start him in that bottom cut. See, I have him tilted, so we want to make sure we're in that bottom cut. And once you get him started, then you just roll him up to go through your top cut. And there we go. We end up with a 45. Now there's a little ugly here, just where I was a shade off. What you can do is take a sander and sand him down if he's going to be connected to a flat surface. I wanted to cut these to make them squared off. You would just take and draw your line there like so. Now, you end up with something like that right there. So, according to what application you're using him for. Now, like I started on earlier, if you're cutting all the way through just square, all you do is make your lines and follow those lines all the way around. And then you'll make 2 cuts with your circular saw. Sorry, I said 2. I meant 4. So you cut that first one, and then you just roll him, cut him again. So you end up, there's still a very small amount in there, but what you can do sometimes, not this time, sometimes what you can do is hit it on something hard and it will break. If not, you can take that same method, and there you go. That's what you end up with. Well, there you go, folks. That's how it's done. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, or maybe what do you want to see on the next video, maybe drop me a comment and we'll see if we can make it happen. Anywho, thanks for watching, and until next time, keep making dust.